Last year, I paid myself $225,747 from my digital products business. And this is the screenshot from my P&L that my accountant emailed to me. And then in January of this year, I paid myself a bonus of $70,000 from last year's earnings. So really, I paid myself around $295,747 from last year. So today I want to show you exactly how that happened step by step. And this isn't that fluffy make money online stuff that you're seeing all over YouTube, but rather what my actual business looks like behind the scenes. What my weeks look like, what's actually driving revenue in my business, how I track my finances, and how this entire business works. Because if you want to create and sell your own digital products like me, I'm going to reveal to you in this video the exact model that I use. Now, real quick, before we dive into everything, if you want to see the 4 digital products that got me to $10,000 months, go ahead and download my totally free guide that goes over this. It's linked in the description below this video. So one thing that surprises people when they see my business is just how simple my weekly schedule is. But each week in my business looks a bit different. Typically 1 week per month is dedicated solely to the prepping and the creation of my 4 long-form YouTube videos per month. So we're talking coming up with the ideas and titles, choosing the thumbnail inspiration, writing the scripts, prepping the videos, and then actually filming the videos. And that's what today is for me. Today is filming day. Then the rest of my weeks get filled in with different tasks based on different various projects that we're working on within my business. So sometimes that might be projects that improve the average cart value for our funnel. It could be improving our email marketing, like our open rates or our click-through rates. It could be working on improving our actual digital product, like the delivery, the quality, making sure it's up to date, all of that good stuff. Or working on future planning for the business, like future projects, goals, revenue, etc. But most of my mornings actually start the same way. Before I ever start working, I typically take my dog for a walk. Then I make myself a nice breakfast. I've been really into avocado toast with a nice over easy egg on top. Chef's kiss. And then, of course, I spend 1 to 2 hours every single morning consuming YouTube content. Now, of course, part of that is entertainment, but mostly it's so that I can stay up to date on the trends and what's working with YouTube. Then once I sit down to actually start my day, if it's a non-filming day, the first thing I do is I check my numbers. I will actually check my stock portfolio, my business bank, my personal bank. I'll check our sales in System.io, and I'll even check our webinar funnel opt-ins through Webinar Jam. And this is one of the most important habits that I have in business is continuing to consistently check up on our financials and our data. In fact, I even have a CEO metrics spreadsheet that myself and the team updates every single month with all of our key metrics like revenue, expenses, profit, numbers to do with the funnel, with YouTube, and all that good stuff. So one thing that might surprise you is I only have a meetings day twice a month on every other Tuesday. So one Tuesday, I don't have meetings. The next Tuesday, I will have meetings, etc., etc. And typically on those meeting days, it can be a mix of me hosting a Q&A call for Freedom Creator Club or me hosting a Q&A call for Profitable Creator Collective. These are both of my programs. It could also be a meeting with my operations manager or even a planning meeting like yearly, quarterly, or monthly. I try to not work more than a few hours per day, and I try to take every single Friday off because I built this business to support the freedom within my life. I do not want my life to support the business. I want it to be the other way around. But of course, my schedule did not always look like this. I did not always have all of this free time on my calendar. Because when I started this business in the beginning, when I was building it, I was doing everything myself, which is totally normal when you start a business. I just wanted to share that with you because sometimes people start a business and they're like, well, I'm only going to work 1 hour per day and I'm only going to work Mondays. And it's like, yeah, that's great. And that should be a goal for you. But in the beginning, it is going to take more work. It's going to take more time, more energy to get things up and running and have those foundations in place. And again, today is actually my filming day, so let me take you through what that looks like. First, I do my hair and makeup, and then I pick out an outfit. Then I get my office ready. So that means turning on my background lights, making sure my camera batteries are charged, formatting my SD cards for my cameras, turning on my lights, pulling down my blackout shades, and all of the little things in between. Also for audio, if I'm filming in my office, then I'll use this Shure microphone that's hooked up to my computer. And what I have to do for that is open a software called GarageBand. So that way I can record the video and the audio separately. But if I'm recording, say like by the daybed in my office or in my living room or on the go or something like that, then I'll use these DJI mics. They're super awesome. Once I have everything set up, the next thing I'll do is take my cell phone and pull up the script for the video that I'm about to read. Here, I'll show you. I'm literally doing this right now. See? I mean, it's kind of hard to see, but you get the picture. Then I go ahead and hit record and I look over here at my script. I memorize a couple lines, I deliver them. I memorize a couple lines, I deliver them, rinse and repeat. Then once I filmed one video for the day, typically then it's time for lunch. So I'll take a walk, hang out with Erin, make lunch, and we usually watch a show together. Right now we are like switching between all these different shows because they're only releasing them week by week, which is so annoying. But right now we have a rotation of the new Scrubs reboot, which is really good. I also just finished the Love is Blind reunion. So good. Honestly, was my favorite reunion. We're also watching the new Survivor, which is season 50, which is a lot of the top players from other seasons. I'm a huge Survivor fangirl, so I'm loving it. And then when some of those shows are not ready to watch, we will sometimes cycle in a little bit of reruns from Malcolm in the Middle. And I didn't even know that they were coming out with a reboot. And so now I'm super excited. We're already on like season 3. And I would say we rewatch this show like every few years. I also like to rewatch Seinfeld, Sex and the City, Broad City. Those are some of my favorite shows. Then after lunch, if it's a recording day, I'll record one more video. So what I do is I need to record 4 videos. So typically on one day I'll record 2 and then the next day I'll record 2 and then I'm done. But typically if it's not a recording day, I try not to work in the afternoons. I try to go out and do something like bring my dog for a hike in the mountains or the bosque, or go to a coffee shop and read a book or get a massage. That's my favorite. I've also been really obsessed with doing home projects. We just switched out like all the hardware in our house. We redid one of our bathrooms. We had the interior of our house painted. Then we're having the exterior painted. We're going to have the kitchen cabinets painted. Like we're in like full on home renovation mode. And that's one of the best parts of running an online digital products business is you get to decide how you want to structure your weeks, how much time you want to work, what you want to spend your time on when you're at work, and what you want to spend your time on when you're not at work. But now let's talk about the part that everyone's the most curious about, the money. So how does my business actually generate revenue, and how was I able to pay myself around $295,000 last year? Now, I don't think it's a secret, but the biggest driver of revenue in my business is what you're watching now, YouTube. And the reason is simply put, because my YouTube videos generate traffic. And inside my YouTube videos, I promote my free resources, which move my viewers on YouTube to become email subscribers. And that is how I grow my YouTube channel and my email list at the same time. And the best part is this whole system runs on autopilot. So I record my YouTube videos once a month. So day 1, 2 videos, day 2, 2 videos. We do that a month in advance. So I'm batching the content in advance. So I'm only spending, 1 to 2 days for a month's worth of YouTube content. And then in the videos, I'm promoting my freebies, which get people on my email list. And my email list is what sells my digital products. And the best part is this all runs mostly on autopilot. I'm not doing live launches unless I need to update something within my webinar. It's not a core strategy for us. It's more so just us updating the sales assets versus running a business that runs on launches. And I'm certainly not taking sales calls. So my strategy is really simple. YouTube freebie email list checkout page, YouTube freebie email list checkout page. And if you'd like some ideas for what you should make your digital product about, I created a totally free guide outlining the 4 digital products that got me to $10,000 months, and you can download it completely for free. It is linked in the description below this video. So now let's talk about something that most creators never share. The expenses. Because one thing I track very, very closely is my business's monthly expenses. I have a spreadsheet called monthly minimum spend, and it tracks things like our software expenses, our team expenses, and our education expenses. Right now, my monthly business expenses are around $23,000 per month. But I should add that that includes my monthly salary. And then any extra money that the business earns is either put into projects or I take it out as bonuses. But I want you to keep in mind this is not where my business started. When I first started my business, my expenses were $0, and you can absolutely get started with a digital products business for $0 as well. You can start a YouTube channel for free. You can use the cell phone you already have. You can use iMovie or whatever editing software comes with your computer. You can use System.io for your checkout pages, funnels, email marketing, product hosting, all that good stuff. And they have a free tier, and you can get that free tier by clicking my link in the description below this video. Now, this is not sponsored by them. This is just the software that I use and love, and so I wanted to make it aware to you. You can also create your digital product with free AI tools and free design tools like Canva. It has literally never been easier and cheaper to get started with a digital products business. And the great thing about a digital products business is you can grow a team like me, or you can remain a solo entrepreneur. It's totally up to you. I also meet with my accountant one time every single month to go over my P&L, which is my profit and loss statement. And I meet with my financial advisor minimum once a year, typically a lot more than that, to go over strategy of what to do with the bonuses that I take out of the business. And that leads to one of the biggest lifestyle decisions that my husband Aaron and I have made. In full transparency, our living expenses are only around $4,000 to $6,000 per month. Now, that might sound like a lot to some people, that might sound like nothing to some people. I'm only going to compare myself to me, and that is very low considering what our living expenses used to be. Because when we lived in Austin, Texas before moving here to Albuquerque, New Mexico, we were running a $2 million per year business. We had the fancy house. I was taking horseback riding lessons. I had a personal trainer come to the house. We had a cleaning team come to the house every single week. My husband was in some kind of expensive sports, and he had a personal trainer as well. We had lawn care professionals. We had everything outsourced. My husband even had a guy come to our house to cut his hair. And all these things were really fun for a while until we realized that none of it really mattered or made us any more happier. We realized we didn't really want that lifestyle, and we didn't really find Austin to be the place for us either. It's totally a cool city. It just was not for us. So we moved to New Mexico. We downsized and bought a 1,300 square foot house and dramatically lowered our living expenses. And now I don't feel any pressure whatsoever. And I know all the extra money I make in my business can go towards retiring earlier, retiring with more money, helping out family and friends financially, traveling more, and just doing more of the things that matter more to us. We learned that although social media paints a picture of like wanting this nice house and this nice car and all these nice things, we just found we just really didn't care. We would rather that our money went into the stock market and savings and helping others and traveling, more spending it more so on experiences and like massages and things like that versus, having this like flashy lifestyle. And again, instead of prioritizing revenue to be like, oh my gosh, look at me, look how much money I'm making, I prioritize profit. And so I'm actually able to profit around the same as when my business was doing $2 million a year, but I only did $475,000 last year. It's just so much more freeing and less stressful when you can build a way more profitable business that you don't have to work so dang hard at all the time. Because I personally prefer massive, massive freedom over like having a lot of flashy, expensive things. But I'm curious, let me know your thoughts in the comments. Would you rather have a massive house and a fancy car and a flashy lifestyle? Or would you rather have more free time and just living really well below your means so that there's just no financial stress at all? So to sum it all up, how I paid myself around $295,000 last year was simply by building a system that looks like this. My YouTube channel brings in traffic, my freebies grow my email list, my email promotes my sales mechanism like an auto webinar or a checkout page, and that is how we make sales consistently. That I track my finances very carefully, and I keep my expenses as low as possible and invest the profits with my financial advisor. And if you want help building this type of business yourself, inside my membership Freedom Creator Club, we walk you through step by step exactly how to start a YouTube channel, create your own digital products, build your email list, and of course, make sales consistently with your own digital products. And you can check that all out. It's all linked in the description below this video. Now that you know how much I paid myself last year and how my digital products business runs behind the scenes, you might be wondering how to create your own first digital product, but how do you do that? Well, it all starts with watching this next video here, because when you pair what you just learned with what's in this video, it's going to be way more powerful. See you in the next one.